healthier living video, which I haven't had in a while, but here you go, here's one. As I promised, I'm going to make it about my cooking quinoa bars for the first time actually, and we'll see how it goes. I don't have a blender, I'm just going to try and mash everything together. I got it from a website, the basis for it anyways, from a website, and I'm going to kind of follow that. I'll put a link in the description and probably a link in the video as well. But for now, you have to pre-rinse quinoa and then cook it and let it cool for 2 hours. So I'll follow it to a T now, and then we'll do more experimenting later. I don't have the exact ingredients that they showed, but I have something similar according to what I like. So first off, this is quinoa. If you've never had it, it comes like this. This bag's about $7 in Canada. In the States, I'm not sure how much it would cost. And it calls for 1/3 cup. So probably in the future I'll be doing more, but this is like rice. It pretty much doubles in size. So we'll have to see from there. So yeah, so you want to, usually this says it's pre-washed, but you still want to pre-rinse it. Otherwise you'll get hard little pieces. I don't know if it's like sand or just uncooked pieces, but you get them from time to time, and they're a bit crunchy, which isn't nice when you have a soft grain or whatever you want to call it that you're trying to eat. So I'll just put this in a colander and cook it up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's cooked, and then we'll go from there. Okay everyone, so we're back with the cooked quinoa here. As you can see, it's not very much, so I'll definitely have to increase the portions, I think, although we'll see how much goes through the other ingredients. But don't know what angle I can hold this at before it'll fall through, but you can kind of see that there is a lot more fluffy, and it just chews in your mouth like rice would, but it's not as heavy as rice, I find anyway. So yeah, that's quinoa if you've never seen it dried or cooked. And we'll put this in the fridge for 2 hours and come back and start doing the crazy experimentations, or however you want to call it. See you then. Alright, so we're back and we're gonna give this a whirl. I don't know really what to expect. I hope that it turns out well, but I don't know. We'll just go with it. So this is my bowl, obviously. Here are my dates. And so I don't have a blender, and someone told me I shouldn't need a blender, so I'm gonna take the 16 dates that the recipe requires and crush them up, I guess. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so now we know that I can count. So I'm going to try and crush these up, and I'll show you what they look like, basically. Sorry, my phone's here with the recipe and how to do it. And then we'll be right back, so see you in a second. Okay, so we're almost done crushing these dates here. I decided that this would be the best tool in a smaller bowl so that it can stay more confined. I was just wondering while I was doing this, I tasted a date, and they're pretty good. I've had them before, but never just by themselves. If any of you guys are watching this and you happen to know like where dates are grown, or like on what kind of tree or plant or something like that, or they come in a big shell at first, I really don't know that much about them, but they taste pretty good. It would be cool to know if you guys leave me a comment or something, or if you know you're my friend and you're watching this, just give me a shout out next time you see me and tell me where they're made. So I think this is going pretty smoothly. I don't see how a blender could be doing any better. I mean, look at all this muscle that I got crushing these up. My throat's super dry because I had a race last night, which went very well, by the way. It was 1,000 meters, but it's an indoor race, and when it gets really cold out, it gets really dry in there, and plus there's 2 sand pits, and everyone's dirty boots at the dragging in sand with, and I think that gets all kicked up, so I'm still trying to recover from that. Don't worry, I'm not getting sick. So this is kind of what it looks like. I think that's good enough. Maybe we'll just overdo it to make sure. So next, I think it says the almonds. Now I'm using almond butter instead of almonds, and then I want to use sunflower seeds instead of actual almonds, and sorry, almond butter instead of peanut butter. Excuse me. And yeah, so it says to crush up the almonds in a blender again. All I have is my non-blender or my tools here, so I'll probably just crush up these sunflower seeds and we'll go from there. So just so that we're not wasting so much time me going back and forth, because I don't want to make this video last too long, I'll just cut to where I'm almost done crushing them again. So see you in a bit. Okay, so we're back, and I decided to get a cutting board because sunflower seeds weren't crushing very well. They're surprisingly hard to crush with a spoon or something like that. So basically I have a big knife and I'm just pushing two hands on it and rocking it back and forth. You can see they're kind of just cut in half. I'm a bit worried, like the reason why I didn't want to put almonds is because I don't like having dry things for, you know, when I'm eating right after a workout, and that's what I kind of want to use these for. Sunflowers are kind of the same. You have to chew, like basically I don't want to have to crunch through anything. So we'll give it a try and we'll see how it works out. Maybe if they're smaller it won't be so bad. But yeah, so I'm going to keep doing this and then I'll jump into the next step. I think steps after this are basically just adding everything together. You're supposed to do it in a blender again, and I'm just going to be using, you know, pure power to do it. And I'll let you know how it goes. So see you in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm ready to basically put everything together. It was half a cup of raw almonds with the skin, or in my case I'm trying to use sunflower seeds. Maybe it'll end up going bad, who knows. And then it's a third of a cup of natural crunchy peanut butter, they say. I'm using almond butter. Don't like peanuts really, to be honest with you. And then a quarter of a cup of dark or semi-sweet chocolate chips. In the recipe they actually melt honey with the chocolate chips and they glaze it on top. I'm gonna try, I guess, just crushing them up or just adding them into the mix of things, and you know, that way they're just mixed in there. I don't think I'll crush them. Maybe I'll try just going with pure chocolate chips, and yeah, and then adding honey to that. So got our sunflower seeds here. I'm going to try and fit all in this little bowl because the only other bowl I have is this huge one, which it turned out it's really hard to move things around when it's in such small quantities and you're trying to crush it together. So hopefully this works a little better. You can tell I'm not really that good at cooking. This is like, I mean, I cook, I know how to cook for myself, but technical cooking I'm not very good. And so all the tools I don't really have or know how to use them. So like, what's the best way to get a pile of stuff from your cutting board into a smaller bowl? I don't really know. We're just going to try and direct it in there and hopefully not make too big of a mess. And it's kind of working out. Some are falling off the side. It's okay, I can clean that up. Okay, that didn't go too badly. I can handle that. Alright. We'll better put it in here, in the sink. Okay, and then so there's our quinoa and our seeds and dates, and boom, they're together. And then it was third a cup of almond butter. So almond butter, where are you? Just had you this morning. Where'd you go? Almond butter. So I must have had a tired morning because clearly I put it somewhere where, oh, here it is. I couldn't find it. Usually you want to put that stuff very accessible. I guess I could have pulled it out already and had it ready to go. So I'm not really sure how to measure this. I guess I don't have little cup things. I don't have this big measuring cup. So we're just gonna have to put in a third a cup into here and try and get it out afterwards. So let's go with that thing. This is almond butter, by the way. It's really tasty. I have a hard time not eating it straight. Actually, I meant to do this last week, but I think I said that already. I actually ate all the oh, maybe I put too much. No, that's 1/3 exactly. Okay, it's not as much as I thought it was, but I actually ate all the chocolate chips. So this week I didn't even open the bag because I knew I'd probably go through it. So there's your third of a cup, and I guess I need that spoon back to try and get it out of here. This bowl's getting pretty filled here. And then I'm gonna try and make these into just little small bites because I want to try it in different situations. But I also want other people to try it because I might like a certain taste, but sometimes it's better when other people give their opinion. For some reason, see, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know how to cook. I'm trying to empty it out through the handle when there's a perfectly good spout over here. Okay. Well, I feel like this is going to take me a bit, so again, we'll jump to ahead where I'm at in the chocolate chips, the fun part, right? And then the honey as well. So see you in a few minutes.